Is what you believe verging on the point of mental health issues at all? Do you believe that?
In what way?
I suppose, the symptoms of certain mental illnesses of sort of thinking, that things are out there. Some people might think that spirits and you've talked about like mermaids and stuff existing. Would you say that, because you've got some opinions about mental illness and they're very interesting, what's your perspective on mental illness and balancing these beliefs?
The bravery that it takes for me to say, yeah, you can talk to trees. I'm not saying that from a place of like not knowing how that sounds. Like I know how that sounds, but I also know that it's true. And so to be so totally aligned with truth and to be so totally sure of reality at the same time as knowing that that's not going to translate, and that a lot of people will just simply not be able, like their threshold is not anywhere near the threshold that I'm radiating out. I get that and I understand that. And I struggled with that a lot when I first started on this path, and that the only reason why I'm so brave and the only reason why I'm able to like stand here and speak my truth is because I was at a point of literally either dying or living. And I had to make that choice. And the only way that I was going to endure another year on this planet at this point was to believe whatever I wanted. And so I started from that place of just like, if I don't believe in magic, even though I know it's not real, this is where I started. I said, I know magic isn't real, but I have to believe in it because it's the only thing that makes me happy. It's the only thing that like is bright in this horrible reality. So I started from that place and I just said, yeah, I know I'm crazy, but I just have to believe in unicorns because it makes me happy and it makes me not want to kill myself. Like, I'm so quirky, But then moving through it and moving into my spiritual awakening and like realizing all this stuff is freaking real and having like other people support me in these beliefs. Like I have hundreds of friends who all have the same experience as me, feeling like they're star seeds, feeling like they can speak to aliens, meditating, tuning into these frequencies, being able to talk to plants, being able to talk to animals. I'm validated in this thing. And I think that that's what's something that's so beautiful about the internet is that in the 1960s, even if I did follow this path of like being true to my heart and even being totally validated in everything I believe, I wouldn't have the social support or the social feedback to validate or legitimize anything that I believed. And I would probably end up in a mental hospital. Like that's true. But the thing is that I'm not in a void. And the things that I do believe are reflected back at me as repeatable occurrences. The amount of telepathy that I experience is insane. I mean, like every day I say, I wish I could go to a coffee shop with my friend, but I'm like, I don't want to bother them. I show up at the coffee shop and they're there. Or, I got kicked out of somebody's house yesterday for saying the word brainwashing. They said, get out. The guy I'm seeing, he was joking around with his friend, 800 miles away, and he said to his friend, get out. And I told him, I got kicked out of the house, and he said, I was joking about this also. Infinite every day, just like example after example. So all I'm trying to say is, yeah, I know I sound crazy, but I'm not, and I know that because I've repeated all these things over and over and over again. And the only reason why I can be brave enough to say these things is because I was put in a position of either dying or believing what I wanted to believe.